for the fences, Riley.
When their backs are turned.
Follow the railroad, Riley.
When their backs are turned.
Up over the mountains, Riley.
When their backs are turned.
You find the place you're promised.
When their backs are turned. Run, run, run with the railroad.
Hi, and welcome back to the Everett Railroad. It's my first update in quite a while. Most of the winter I spent working 2 jobs and high hours and that, so I didn't get ready to work on the layout or have any updates. So now it's sort of become spring and I've been able to have more money and more time to do this, so I've got an update for you guys. So I've had 1 update or 2 on the bridges I was building for this. I don't think I've done a full proper update on what's going on quite yet. I basically built this and to replace my 3 foot by 1 foot diorama I had. Now I got space and I need something higher up for my son not to be able to get at, and unfortunately now he's got the 2 he can get at this too, but I don't know, he's a good boy and he knows. He enjoys watching me work on it, and he sometimes tries to help out. It's really sweet. But so this is what I've got going on so far. I've got a 2-track main line going through. It's trains can't run anywhere. They just it's more of a switching kind of layout. But for the diorama that it is, it's 2 main lines that go through. Has a spur track coming off, which is kind of disused or rarely used, and siding for a small yard for the Everett Railroad. Now, as a reminder, the Everett Railroad is a leasing company that I'm going to have also down as operating excursion trains. A bit like the Pullman company now puts cars in the back of Amtrak trains. It's something like that, but they're running their own trains pretty much. Now, as I said before in my previous videos, I run British Steam, so I have those here, and they're doing a sort of an exchange program like the Flying Scotsman did. So I have those here, and eventually I've got a couple of bells in them and that. I'm going to make them completely US with the cow catchers and everything else going on in them. So the idea of this layout is basically that the Everett Railroad has a point here to keep the steam locomotives and the stock in sidings, and it's a good chance for me to work on my scenery skills and everything else. It's something fun to do. And it's my first time doing a DCC layout, so that's going to be interesting. So I started this in. What I've got first is a road bridge that's going over sort of as a divider at the end of the layout there. Basically a tunnel mouth is going to be there, I think, probably. You come out and you have the start of the yards. Now on the far side you have a spare track on the side there. It has a caboose and a dining car. Well, at the moment it says Walters. I think it's a daytime coach. I forget what they call them. Well, it's one of the Bud cars in Norfolk and Western livery. And what I'm going to do is with this car here is the first 3 windows are going to be blocked off. I'm going to seal them up properly and then paint over them. And I'm going to put a kitchen in there, so I'm going to have like a couple of gas canisters outside. I think they call them, for the ovens. And I'm going to do some stuff to the roof too, to have the vents and that coming out. At the one end of the car here is going to be a sort of an entranceway to a cafe at the gangway there. So, and somehow back there I've got enough room to add on a bit more space if I want a car park or parking lot. That's probably what I'm going to put in there. I'm not too sure I'm going to plan it yet. I just want to get the car done first, but that's all scenery. That's in the future. There's a caboose there too, sort of. You see those around. I've seen it a couple of times. They have a caboose and a car there, and sort of old relics, but someone's privately owned. So that's what that's doing there. Going along, they got the spur track, like I said, which runs across the first bridge, which isn't built yet. I'm still working on ideas and what I want for that bridge. I haven't quite got around to that. Again, that scenery, that's in the future still. Along there, my initial plan was to have some kind of a small museum or something sitting there. I'm just going to leave it as a spur track, kind of disused and storage of cars and that, you know. Like I say, these are the two bridges I was working on before. I put in an update a little while ago on those. They're now fully built and, you know, serviceable. I've got to even up the one here, the nearest one, to have it, you know, at right level for the tracks. It's kind of just off level, but they're doing pretty good, and they're pretty much set. Needs weathering, and other than that, we're good to go with those. I'm just waiting on my last switch right now to go in here. It's a curved switch to come in for the yard. Once that's done, that's the track work done, and I'll be doing my electrics then. Other than that, there's not really a whole lot of track work that needs doing. Just at the end here, the main running lines need to be just completed there. A bit of a mess. I make model planes too, and be using that little spot there to spray primer and that onto my planes. So that's gonna be a roadway anyway, right there. Other than that, there's not too much else really been going on. It's just been lane track right now. I'm just trying to work out what I'm going to do scenery wise. I can't think of what's going to go in the middle here yet. I know I'm going to be using chicken wire at least to do the road, which is going to go across. I may even put in an old station building there. I'm not too sure. Since a very nice one's about, so I might do that. But the railroad itself is up on an embankment, so all scenery is kind of down below. Like in the front here, it's going to be a road. This is a long cross road that comes across here, joins onto the Exeter Road underneath the bridges, and carries on. There might be a burger joint here and a couple of stores or something. I'm not too sure yet, but it's going to be backed into the railroad, and the railroad there is going to have like a retaining wall right along up until the end there somewhere, and there's going to be a grass verge going up to meet the road which is going to come across. On the other end, going to have grass embankments here, that's why there's big gaps. Other than the fact I ran out of wood too, and I want to buy a whole new pieces for that little part there. So I might just try to walk around it and walk with the scenery and put in some kind of grass verge or some. I'll come up with some creative to do. Then over here, it's going to be still a verge coming along, and then where this piece comes out is going to be start off some railway arches. The railway arches there are going to be a nightclub. You know, they're sort of kind of like underground, just like an underground nightclub. It goes underneath the railroad. It's going to be sort of a, you know, people queuing outside, a little parking lot, and of course Long Cross Road comes right across the front there, and turns off here. Top here is the main yard office. I'm not too sure I'm going to keep the Walters building there. It seems a little bit overwhelming for the size it is, and I'm not too sure about it. So but that's going to be the yard. It's going to have a coaling stage there and a water tower for the locomotives. Just serves some point really for steam and diesel. This is all in the modern era, so there'll be modern cars about. You know, and just sort of like it's an old, you know, office to keep the excursion trains running. That's that's what makes money for the company, is the excursions, the old relics and stuff like that. So, but that's all I've got really going on right now. There's not too much else happening until I get the DCC now. Probably put an update when that happens, or if I get some more of the scenery done. Because I'm working on scenery too at the same time, just bits I can do that, you know, are far off from the layout enough that I can, you know, it's not going to block me when I'm trying to do my electrics and that, you know. But for now, that's what I've got done, and well, hope you like the update. Alright, thanks guys.